This is a blog. I think it's blog number 5 today. Um, yeah, I guess so. It's Monday, and I will start by talking about some things from the reading due today that we didn't talk about in class that I really liked. One of the things was from the book, and I don't remember the chapter, but one of the teachers was describing the her role as a teacher in the classroom. And she described it as being more than a teacher. She was also like a mother, a counselor, a nurse, a friend, and I forget what else, but she mentioned a lot of things. And I think that, especially on elementary, you have to become a lot of those things. I, I guess my experience has been, especially working with kids who don't have the most supportive home life and don't get a lot of nurture at home, it can make a world of difference to be that nurturing person in the classroom while also holding them up to a very high academic expectation. And I think it's a fine balance of nurture and demanding. Goes back to the warm demanders thing we talked about, but that's off topic, so never mind. Also, I really like the part in the book about the peer tutoring and kids leading actual lessons and teaching. And I was able to do this last year. I was fortunate enough that my teacher let me. And I started with the high group, the high reading group, and they taught a lesson. And then I ended up doing it with all the reading groups and just modified what they teach. And sometimes with the low reading group, they learned one fact and they taught it to the class, but they still got to be teachers and they dressed up in teacher clothes for the day. And I think giving kids that kind of power in the classroom is a really powerful thing for them to feel like they are responsible for teaching their classmates, and it's just exciting for them to get the chance to do that. So I really like those parts in the book. We didn't talk about them, but today's class was really cool because I still struggle with how to not do the dropped in the bucket thing about race and multiculturalism and everything else, because I think we were talking at break and a lot of us had experienced that through our school, and I think it's hard to get away from something that you're so used to. And honestly, it is a lot easier just to take one day and learn about Martin Luther King. And last year when we did it, I felt so bad because I guess I got that what we were doing was not doing the topic justice. And we did Rosa Parks one day and Martin Luther King. And I mean, like, my book on Harriet Tubman wasn't even part of like that unit, I guess, or that time. It wasn't even that time of around Martin Luther King Day. It was, I think, it was in the fall, so it wasn't part of a Black History unit that we did. It was just a leveled reading book that was at their level. But I guess I think today was really helpful in coming up with ideas on how to make it more relevant in your classroom on a day-to-day basis and how to tie in problems today with history. And I think that they always say we learn from history, but we don't really. And I think that kids need to be able to try to learn and make those connections between the past and the present, because there's still a lot of things in this world that aren't solved that we tend to think of as being over with, because the civil rights movement ended in the mid 1900s, not 2013. And I think that that's dangerous to teach kids and to give them the idea that everything is fine now, because in the world everything is not fine. So yeah, I think it was really insightful to talk about that and get together in groups to discuss that. And I think I got a lot out of it. And I think teaching in the school I'll be teaching in next year, I think it's really helpful to just kind of think through all of this before I get there and then kind of feel my way through how I'm actually going to implement things like this. But I think it was really helpful. So yeah, that's it for today, I think.